and welcome to Ultimate Brains. I'm your host Fiona, and today we have Sarah Howarth. Hi Sarah.
Hello Fiona.
And it's all about improving mental health.
It is.
With a little help from Brain.
Hi Fiona. Hi Sarah.
What simple habits can I do to improve my mental health, Sarah?
Okay, so there's 6 areas that I use in my daily practice. So things like connection, taking notice, giving, learning and keeping active, and sleeping.
Fabulous. So you mentioned in there learning.
Yeah.
Why is that essential for mental health?
So in terms of like self-development, there's things out there now that you can learn for yourself. So things like listening to podcasts, reading books, listening to audio books.
It always makes you feel better, doesn't it? I must admit that's something I live by. Every day I have in my head, I have to learn one thing every day. It could be a little thing. Yeah. Just a fact maybe. Yeah. But it does make you feel, it's self-development, isn't it? You're on that positive track. Yeah. In there you also said connectivity. Yeah. So just elaborate a little on that.
So connection is really good. We was born to be surrounded by human beings. Yeah. So connection, so things what are really great for that are reaching out to a friend. Yes. Sending that text message you've been putting off, reaching out to a neighbour, work colleague, the list is endless, but just having that human connection. Yes. In some shape or form.
It's very easy to isolate yourself, isn't it? And that's part of the battle. You need to get past that isolating yourself, and you need to say, actually, you know what? I'm going to go on that dog walk. Yep. I'm going to go and see Sarah. I'm going to go and see who's gone out today and who I can chat with. Yep. And it also always makes you feel so much better, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So if I'm struggling at the moment, what do I do? What can I do to help myself immediately?
So a quick win, what I think is, like a grounding tool. So that's things, if you're feeling a little bit anxious, just think about your senses, grounding yourself in the present moment. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So think of 5 things you can see and 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. That can, just keep you grounded in the present moment. Things like gratitude, 3 good things. So just, even on a morning or an evening, just take some time and, write it. I always say, if you write it, you invite it. Yeah. If you don't, you won't. Yeah. But, journaling, writing a diary. So just, write 3 good things. And if you're doing that daily, all of a sudden, you'll see
you're in a better place.
Yeah, it's like amazing. Like you might not have thought that's a really good thing, but then you're seeing it all the time. So
I find when you're dwelling, you can't see past it, can you? No. But if you're consciously thinking, right, even though I'm in that bad place, I'm going to look around. There's a beautiful bird in the tree. Yep. Appreciate that bird. Yep. Appreciate that bird's come to see you. Yes. Look out, what can I hear? What can I do? It's all going to make you feel better, isn't it? Yeah. And music. How can music help with mental health? Should we ask Brain?
Let's do that.
So then, Brain, how can music help with mental health?
Thinking. Determining the best music for mental health is subjective, but certain genres and artists are often associated with soothing and positive effects. Classical compositions, such as those by Ludovico Einaudi or Johann Sebastian Bach, offer calming melodies. Ambient and electronic music, like Brian Eno's work, can create a serene atmosphere. Nature sounds and instrumental music, including calming playlists, are also popular for relaxation. Upbeat and uplifting songs, like those by Pharrell Williams or feel-good pop tunes, can boost mood. Ultimately, the best music for mental health is what resonates with your personal preferences and emotions, so explore different genres to discover what brings you comfort and joy.
That's very true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody has that little playlist, don't they?
Yeah.
That always makes you smile, that always makes you feel more upbeat. So get it on the radio, have a little boogie, have a little sing.
Absolutely.
You're guaranteed to feel better, aren't you?
Yeah.
How can I get help if I do find I'm getting in a dark place? Where can I go to get help?
Okay, so there's so many online community places now, for free. So there's so many, and Facebook's a great example.
Yes.
So can be like a painting group, a crochet group, support group, and you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
You've got your Mind charity,
Yes.
Samaritans.
Yeah.
I mean, local to us, we've got the Bearded Fishermen.
Great name, I love it.
And they're doing, so much and getting bigger and bigger.
Yes.
Yes,
because men I know it's very stereotypical, but men seem to get forgotten about.
Yeah.
They have issues the same as children do.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if a child is struggling? Where do they go, or where can the parents look for advice? Is there a charity for kids with mental health?
Yeah, so you've got Cooth, it's called. And again, if you're really struggling, there's always your GP,
Yes.
a mental health nurse, practitioner within a GP service, a life coach. I mean, I'm a qualified life coach.
Yes.
And, I wish I'd, seeked help with a coach much sooner than I did, if that makes sense.
But that's why you have the wealth of experience you do have, because you've been on that journey.
Yes.
So moving on a little bit, if I've got a friend that's basically seems to have gone off the radar a little bit. Yeah. How can I tell if they are struggling with mental health?
So if they've gone unusually quiet.
Yes.
And you might have done various activities and all of a sudden she's maybe letting you down.
She
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I would reach out. It's not maybe all about are you okay, because you can sense, can't
That's
you?
exactly what I was going to say. How do you broach that subject? Do you just say, oh, just do you want to go out? Do you want to, because you don't want people to feel on the spot, do you?
Yeah. And just say, you've noticed, and you can just say that you're there for them. And I think that's the most important thing when somebody's going through a bad time, just knowing there's people around them.
Yes.
And that, care and understand, and, I'm here when you need me, or, just keep sending that message that you're there.
You've said before, that's the important bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Don't just, they say, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
They're not, are they?
Putting that mask on sometimes. So ask them twice.
Yes,
not
and
just
keep
once.
asking them.
Yeah. And then go in for the second time.
Yes.
And hopefully then, if they have got an issue or they're struggling, hopefully they'll open up.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for gut instincts, isn't there?
Yeah.
So we've broached a lot of the other subjects. We've broached where to go to get help, how to see it in signs in people. But can diet affect my mental health?
Absolutely.
Shall we ask Brain?
Yeah.
So how can diet affect your mental health, Brain?
Thank you. Vitamins crucial for mental health include B vitamins, B6, B9, B12, essential for neurotransmitter production, promoting mood balance. Vitamin D, obtained from sunlight, fatty fish and fortified foods, supports overall mental well-being. Vitamin C, found in fruits and vegetables, acts as an antioxidant, protecting the brain from oxidative stress. Vitamin E, present in nuts and seeds, contributes to cognitive health. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish and algae aid brain function and may positively impact mood. A balanced diet rich in these nutrients is fundamental for mental health, but individual needs may vary. Consult a healthcare professional for personalised advice.
Yeah, diet and nutrition is key as well to well-being.
And keeping it balanced, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about getting that selection of vitamins and minerals from the fruit, from the vegetables, from the nuts and the fish.
Yeah.
So keeping your diet varied is summing it up, really, isn't it? What activities can positively improve my mental health? This is something you know a bit about, Sarah?
I just think it's key to success is moving your body in some shape or form.
making that effort.
Honestly, from stretching to walking to playing around a golf to swimming, the list is endless.
Just
you can do.
like you say, moving, getting them endorphins flowing,
Yeah.
getting that happiness within yourself.
Yeah.
Just making that effort will make you feel better, won't it?
Honestly, it is vital.
So if I do we're going back to the friend, if I do conclude she is struggling, how can I help her? What can I do? We've touched on talking and exercise, so combining the two.
Yeah. So, like a talk and walk I find that so powerful.
It
so you
really
could suggest to go for a walk, and actually sometimes it's nice not having that person maybe doesn't want this eye-to-eye contact or things like that, just being side by side, it can be really powerful in helping somebody with their well-being.
It takes the pressure off, doesn't it? If you sit in a room like we are now and almost force someone to talk, they're not going to, are they? Yeah. But when they're going from experience, from being on your walks, which are amazing, when you're walking along, they're like chitter-chatter, but also people are actually opening their hearts, aren't they? Yeah. And it matters, it helps. And you're finding this, people are coming back and back and back, aren't they? Because they feel so much better.
And just being outside in nature, and like you were saying earlier, just seeing that, whatever you're seeing, taking a photo or just taking notice.
Like the Highland cow.
Yeah.
You've just got to admire nature, haven't you? And appreciate it. So what everybody now seems to have a stressful lifestyle. A lot of it can come from work, can't it? Situations we're put in. What tips do you have for handling stress, Sarah?
Again, I think it's grounding yourself in the present moment, and a great way of doing this is mindfulness.
Yes.
So
seems a key word at the minute. What is mindfulness?
So, breath work can be visualizations. So there's so much, again, out there. So
I learned the other day about is it the 4-step breathing? So 4 breaths in, hold for 4, 4 breaths out, hold for 4, and then repeat the cycle. Because you're so concentrating on that, you kind of forget other things, don't you?
Yeah, if you can concentrate on your breath, doesn't matter what's going on around you, the noises, the chaos, the stress. If you can just ground yourself in the present moment, concentrating on your breath, and there's so many good apps out there, things like Headspace, Calm, YouTube. You can just put in 10-minute breathwork exercise or some mindfulness, and it can just really help, just calm you down.
Yeah. I do find through talking to people for so many years, stress does seem to be related quite frequently with some form of addiction. That could even be a sugar addiction. It doesn't necessarily have to be alcohol. How can I tell if I'm addicted? Bren, can you help us with this one? What is addiction?
Thinking. The English Dictionary definition of addiction typically refers to a state of being physically or psychologically dependent on a substance or behaviour, often to the detriment of one's health and well-being.
That's interesting, isn't it? But it's when people get into that dark place, when people feel the stress upon them, they always reach out for something that makes them feel better. And like I say, it can be something as simple as sugar, chocolate. But you don't realise you've become so dependent on something, do you?
No.
So all of this, I think, helps to take away from that addiction, doesn't it? If you're taking your mind off of, I need that sugar rush, I need that glass of wine, it's like a big circle of things, isn't it? So if we are communicating with people, if we are talking more, if we are getting more exercise, our brains are taking more off of that addiction.
Yeah.
That's
completely.
Definitely what you found, isn't it, Sarah?
Yeah. And it gives you such a dopamine hit, like having that glass of wine or cigarettes or whatever it may be. So it's finding that hit somewhere else. But things like exercise, you're getting your endorphins fired up.
Yeah.
So anything is possible.
But I say, let's try something new. Let's go out of our comfort zone a bit.
Yeah.
Let's try dancing. Let's learn salsa. Let's learn to paint. Let's learn calligraphy. Let's take our focus off of feeling down and let's do something about it. Anyway, Sarah, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. And I know we're going to see a lot more of you. And so it's bye from me, bye from Sarah, and bye from Bree.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.